Good? All right.
Good.
Welcome back to another episode of a Vet Spec. My name is Rich.
I'm Jay.
Here with Jay, Chief Strandy, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to have a little bit of a recap episode of the guests that we've had on, as this has been about a 4-month process, and we have several guests that we've already uploaded and a few that are waiting in the wings for our March and April lineup. With that said, I'm going to give Jay a couple minutes for his recap, and I have one more announcement, and then we're going to get into our guests.
All right, so we're going to take a little hiatus for the month of March. We got about 5 people that we got to upload, so Rich is working on that. So we're going to use the month of March to get that taken care of. We've got a very busy schedule here at the Legion for the month. That's why we're taking the time away from that. So with that, I'll pass it back to you. I just wanted to talk about the March hiatus.
March Madness.
As it were. That too. Yeah. If you're into
yes, March is a busy month around the Legion. On a personal note, I would like to announce that today is March 6th. Tomorrow being March 7th is my wife Kelly and I's 15th wedding anniversary. I can't say enough about this woman. She's put up with me for 15 years through the military, through everything since we met playing softball back in Indianapolis. She's always been my rock, and she has been more than I can imagine a lifeline when I needed one. And we've worked excellently as a couple. We continue. She's back behind the camera now, laughing at me, struggling through my words. But we have 3 beautiful kids, and tomorrow we're going to celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary. So
happy anniversary.
Kelly, thank you, Jay. Kelly, I love you. And all right, thank you. We're learning here. We're learning. So
we're figuring it out.
Yeah,
we're a little more comfortable in front of the camera.
So yeah, we started this podcast back in November, I think.
Started planning it in November. I don't think we really started it until about December.
Yeah, and so
we got serious with it.
I had asked for some volunteers in one of our Legion meetings of somebody just to try to inject some technology into the Legion, try to get some people into the Legion. And Jay volunteered. He was quick to step up, like we recapped in our episodes. But we thought it important to get in front of the camera first, as sometimes turning the camera around on yourself can be a little intimidating. So I thank Jay for stepping up. And
I thank Rich for asking me.
It's been a great time.
I've gotten to know his wife. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And the kids are pretty cool as well.
I've buying blankets.
All 3 of them buying blankets up a store. And Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
Or was it bread braids?
Butter braids.
Butter braids.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Girl Scout cookies. It was butter braids.
So getting behind the camera, facing it at us, was, to me, it was a very intimidating experience. And
me too.
Even still today, I'm still getting worked up, and I get a little nervous doing this. How was your first experience?
He gets a little nervous, and he gets a little. Everything's got to be just lined up just perfect.
Yeah, I try, but I know it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Had you ever done anything like this before?
No.
I
don't even think I've ever been interviewed by anybody before. So
I had back in college in football, but they misquoted me then. So I figure I'll just put my words out in front of everybody for all to hear. And I'm sure they'll get misquoted too, but
that's what we're here for.
Yeah, but throughout this, and I've seen we've interviewed 10 people now, including ourselves.
Yep.
A little bit of brass, a little bit of enlisted, a couple of warrants. And there has been a running theme of brotherhood and what we have been through together, even between brass and enlisted, and the people that the desire to serve afterwards.
Yep.
And that's been something large that I've noticed. Any words anything big that you've noticed or?
Well, it's just, it's everyone wants to tell their story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it seems they enjoyed this platform. I kind of we both have different ways of doing things. I have a tendency to let the other people just,
Yeah.
whereas you do the questions. I mean, I ask questions too, but when they start telling a story, I just, or else I'll interject some of my own stories because I've got a few more than you do.
Right.
I only served, 35 years, or opposed to your, what, 4 or 5?
Six. Give me six.
Give them credit for
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
So, it's just differences like that. We've all got different experiences, but when it all comes right down to it, it's all the same.
It is.
We've all, whether it's Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, we've all been there, done that.
Yeah.
Got the stupid T-shirt.
Got the T-shirt. Yeah. Still got a couple good ones left.
Yep, a few.
Some of them have been worn out.
Yeah, just can't get rid of them. You can see right through them, but it's like, it's my favorite.
But
It's like a kid's blanket.
Yeah. But you can see that with these guys, and
they're very proud of what they did.
Right.
It's just a sense of pride. It's just amazing. And like you said, giving back. And there's only one, and that's because he's young. He hasn't had a chance to really give back yet. But everybody else has done something beyond.
Right.
We've had 2 Vigilant Guardian riders. We got VSO. We got a state commander. And then we got Charlie, the adjutant of our club here. Does everything here.
He does.
And then me
very
and you,
active.
We give a lot to this club too, and other things, outside of the club. So
trying to inject some new ways to give back to the club.
Yeah, and we all, we love helping other people.
Yeah.
So
with that, would you like to? We're going to give a little recap of each of our guests. If you have been following us at all, we have 5 uploaded. I have 5 more to work on. We're going to go through our 5 uploaded first to kind of give you a little recap, kind of a TLDR for the younger generation, a Cliff Notes version for the older generation, and then we're going to give a little preview of the 5 videos that I'm still working on to get uploaded.
All right. Well, my first one was Rich. I'm not going to go over him because he can explain himself to you as we go along here. So my first one after that was Mark. Mark Romeld. He's the VSO over across the street here. He was there. He's been there for 6 years, and he served for 25 years as a Navy surface warfare officer, which was to me something really cool because I'd never talked to. I mean, my uncle was in the Navy. He was on aircraft carriers, but never really had a chance to sit down and talk to him. But sitting down and listening to Mark about his experience being on the ocean, which is something I would not do. Because if I can't see the land, I'm not getting on a boat, plain and simple. But being from Minnesota and wanting to go serve at the Navy and putz around on an ocean, I mean, not putz around, but drive around on an ocean, I got a lot of respect for that guy.
Yeah.
There's no way I would do it.
The ocean draws me, but I don't know if I could stay out there.
It draws me to the sand and the water where they meet. That's about as far as it draws me.
Splash around.
Maybe up to my waist. Other than that, no. Jaws scared me, so it still does, and I'm 58 years old. So, but he's been a VSO for 6 years, like I said, across the road there, and he's helped me out quite a bit. He's helped out a lot of veterans, and then apparently after this chat, he got some new veterans over there.
Good.
So
glad we could hopefully help.
Yeah, and then listening to him talk, his wife, they've been together for 22 years, and so most of his Navy career they were together, and I can appreciate, as Rich can, and I'm sure anybody else that's married can appreciate how important it is for us to have a strong spouse and family life when we have to go do our job someplace else.
Absolutely. And
because we couldn't do it without the support of people back home.
If you didn't trust your wife, we know the stories of Jody or whatever
they call them in the Navy.
Yeah, whatever they call them in the Navy, Air Force. And if you don't trust your family and your wife at home, it's hard to go serve your country and with a sound mind.
Right. So yeah, and Mark's dad served in the Navy. He's got a lot of really cool stories that you need to watch his podcast for about his time when he was in the Navy. The coolest one he said was the drug interdiction stuff down in the Caribbean, chasing the fast go boats. So
absolutely,
he said that was pretty cool. But there's a lot of stuff that he can help you with. Watch his podcast. Give him a call if you're a veteran. Get service. You can get your service connected or file the paper to get your service connected.
Call your local VSO.
Yeah, call your local VSO. And every county's got one. So that's one thing to put out there. Every county is mandated by law to have a VSO. So there is one there. It's preferred that you call and make an appointment. Bring your 214 in so they can put it on file for you. So if you happen to lose it, you still have a copy and it won't go anywhere. It'll be digitally uploaded for you to get. But there's a lot of stuff, Minnesota property tax exclusion for if you own a house, GI Bill help if you want to go to school, because everybody's got the GI Bill if you joined after 1980, I think it was, somewhere along them lines. There's just a lot of stuff that he can help you with and make your life better. And it was very interesting talking to him. I didn't hardly say anything. He just went on for 55 minutes.
He was
a chatter, but it was pretty cool.
But yeah, he had a lot to say and very important information to put out for any veterans that are looking for this. If you haven't signed up through the VSO, highly encourage it. They take some of the weight off thinking you have to do it yourself,
right? And
they give you options that maybe you didn't think about. And I learned from him watching that episode that I need to go take care of some stuff. Learn from you today to go get my eyes checked and get my ophthalmologist appointment through the VA. Good with Mark?
I'm good with Mark.
All right. I had the first interview after Jay. I interviewed a Navy veteran named Charlie Dempy Wolf. He served 21 years in the Navy. He is a current and active member of Post 28 here, the adjutant, as you said earlier. Has a long family legacy of military service and his going on. Some of his highlights: he joined out of Alexandria, Minnesota. Did 3 Vietnam tours, 2 off of carriers, and again another Navy guy. He was in the aviation.
He was aviation.
Yeah.
They went looking for submarines.
Yeah. There's a lot of. Charlie had a ton of amazing stories, and highly encourage you to go listen to his podcast. I'm just trying to get through the cliff notes here. Where we at? 48 combat missions, 1 in-country evacuating passengers from carriers. But again, Charlie had a long 21-year career, still active. Very active in the Legion afterwards. His final flight in the Navy was an island tour on a Huey in Bermuda. And so you get some of those perks as you serve a long time in the military. You can go up to your commander and ask, hey, I'm getting out. Can we do something cool?
Right.
Sometimes it's granted, sometimes it's not. Since then, he's been retired. I believe he used his GI Bill to get a computer science degree back in '95. He was the Nicollet County VSO, Veteran Service Officer, and honors team leader, as well as yourself. We have been, and thank you for inviting me to do that. That is one of the great honors of what the Legion does, but we get to fire. I didn't know what the M1 Grands, I've heard of them, I'd never held one, but we go and we perform military honors for
fallen service members.
And so yeah, he's done that. So Charlie's done a lot from
past commander here to post
commander here. He's very active.
Mm-hmm.
Any words for Charlie? Thank you for the interview. I'm sure we'll have him back on. And what you got next?
Next, I got Travis, call sign Voodoo, or Doc, depending on how you know him. He's an Army veteran, joined after 9/11. He was trying to go Navy, but they didn't have any slots opening, so he switched to Army and became a corpsman in the Army. Did some time overseas, had some struggles with PTSD, and like a lot of us do that have been over to Iraq and Afghanistan. He had a very entertaining interview talking about his past times that kind of derailed his life.
Yeah, that's one to look forward to. We'll let Travis tell that story.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. But like me, I've been sober for almost 3 years. He's been sober for 2.5 plus years. So, there comes a time in a person's life when you just got to figure out that that doesn't work anymore. And it stopped working. But as far as Travis, he does a lot for the community. Like I said, he's a member of the Vigilant Guardians Motorcycle Club here. Mm-hmm. And you have to be you got to be previous military to be in that club. You have to have an honorable discharge and ride a motorcycle that has more than 750 cc's in it.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of support around here for veterans. They do motorcycle runs every year.
Yeah, I've ridden a couple with them.
They do some other fundraisings. Stand Anonymous here at the Legion. There's a bunch of stuff that they do, and they'll help veterans if they need help. You know, if the veteran can afford to buy stuff, but they can't do the help themselves. You call them. People send people out there. If you need help putting up insulation, they'll help you do that. If you need help someone putting in floor down, they'll do that. If you need someone to mow your yard, they'll come mow your yard. But they give back to the community that way by raising the money. They raised over $8,000 last year through Stand Anonymous, and that's they give presents to kids in the local area. All this is for local veterans,
right,
in Le Sueur, Twin Cities, Brainerd area. There's 3 different chapters for the Vigilant Guardians. I just named them.
I do like that about the Vigilant Guardians. They keep everything local.
Yeah,
we're not paying some other company to, or they're not paying some other company to bring in a fundraising service.
Right.
But yeah, they do it all themselves.
And the money doesn't go to another state. It stays local in Minnesota to help Minnesota veterans.
Right.
So with that, I mean, that's he does a lot of stuff. Like I've ridden 4 years in a row with them guys. They do a really good job of it. This year will be my 5th year. Got a couple other rides that I'm planning on doing with them. So if you're looking to give back, come. And if you got a classic car, or you got a 3-wheeler, or you got a side-by-side, you can come on a motorcycle ride. You just be behind all the motorcycles, but you can help that out that way out too by paying your not admission fee, but your registration fee,
yeah.
And then for every rider it's an additional fee, but all that money goes into their kitty to help local veterans.
Sure.
So
good causes all around.
Yes, sir.
I agree. I did a random interview because I was one of our members, very active here at the Legion, his name is Joe Steck. He was a recorder for the club committee, and I don't have his full history, but I know he's been a part of this Legion for many years, but he was is in the process of moving to the Philippines. So I did his interview in Mankato at the VFW. Thank you for that, VFW, for hosting us. And Joe was an Air Force vet. He was a boom operator, which is an in-flight fueling specialist from 1980 to 1984. He also later commissioned in the Army National Guard. And when he originally signed, this is kind of tells you how the military works. Excuse me. He originally signed as into the dentistry profession in the military. So the field closed midway through his basic, and he got to choose an in-flight fueling specialist.
Sounds about right.
Similar occupations, right? But as he put it, it was the best enlisted job ever. He says you get 3 pilots to fly you to work every day, and you get to lay on your stomach and pass gas. So that was kind of the quote of the episode. So, and Joe's he's a character. Love Joe. And if he is in the field, he's already over there, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, we're wishing him the best.
He did. So he was going to be leaving within a couple months, I think. So.
And so I'm gonna be editing that one soon. I'll be emailing Joe. But he was, like I said, Air Force, Guard, went to Mankato State, Army ROTC, commissioned to the 135th Medics, drilled in Wisconsin. After his service, I mean, he continued serving the community and his nation in a way. He worked for Representative Jim Hagedorn with Veterans Outreach. One of the major wins while Joe was working with Representative Hagedorn was that they were pushing burn pit legislation, which is, I mean, there were sludge pits over in Afghanistan when I was still there, and I'm assuming there were still burn pits where just the worst fumes come off of those things. And I mean, you can look up burn pit legislation and read on it, I'm sure, for days.
Yep.
But Joe was a big member in Representative Hagedorn's legislation to push that type of legislation. Let's see. Also helped veterans get travel or what? Yeah, skip on that. I'll edit that out. So Joe got started in the Legion by getting pulled in here by Don Hayden.
No way.
Yep. So he joined on the spot, ended up on the club committee, kind of like I did with a few years ago. But he saw this as a successful post and thought he could help, and Joe did. So let's see. Now, like I said, he's heading to the Philippines. He's going to be promoting, basically promoting service and humanity abroad. He's going to be trying to employ and sharecropping and for food security over in those islands and in his local area. Let's see. That's a little recap, maybe for the end. What do you got next? You got Paul Hassing?
Got Paul Hassing next, yep.
Okay.
So Paul Hassing was a former commander of the state of Minnesota's American Legion. Mm-hmm. Now he is also a alternate national executive committeeman on the national level for the American Legion. He served 32 years in the military, 17 active, 15 in the reserves, National Guard, AGR-ish type stuff. Married, 5 kids. He says that a lot of problems we're having with the Legion now is that everybody is getting older. The younger kids don't really want to join, and we all think it's because they're tired. After 20-some years of the Iraq, Afghanistan wars, they just want to spend time with their families, which I totally understand. But we got to figure out another way to get these youngsters in here and not think it's just a retirement community.
Right.
So
I agree with that. It's helped me. I just turned 44, so it's been a process, but it's, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Jay. We wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't joined the Legion. And a little thanks to Colin Scott for that. But
I got both of my sons to join, so that's pretty cool. Different talents, obviously, but Paul did talk about some of the fundraising because he's a member of the Legion Riders as well, and they do a lot of fundraising for the state of Minnesota as well. They have a Fund 85 ride every year. That's a 4-day run, and you pay for everything yourself. So they start in one town, you ride, spend the night, get up and ride, spend the night. And this year they're going across southern Minnesota. I think me and Charlie are thinking about doing this year, yeah.
Keep it in my ear.
Yeah, as soon as I find out dates, I'll let you know. It's supposed to be in July somewhere.
Even though I sold my bike, we'll see if I have a different one by then.
Yeah. It's supposed to be July 23rd-ish. He doesn't know for sure, but that's roughly what he's... And that Fund 85% of the money stays in Minnesota.
Okay.
And then there's a 1-day national ride in August, and that's for veterans and children's funds. And at the stops, you can do whatever you want to do, have a few beers, whatever. But there's no drinking on the ride.
Right.
They want everybody to be safe. Usually 50 to 150 riders are in the ride, depending on the year and depending on the weather. But again, like I said, he does a lot of stuff. He's been involved. He got involved in the Legion by accident. Yeah. Just like you. He walked in and they made him president of he joined in and made him commander, I shouldn't say, not president. Made him commander of a Legion, and he was like, hey.
That's just kind of how the military works.
Yeah.
Again.
No, you want okay, yeah.
Just you signed up for this job?
Yeah. Well, like me, I joined last year. They said, hey, you're first vice. Everyone got a phone call. I didn't get a phone call. I'm first vice, fixing to be commander this year. So hey.
Okay.
It all works out good.
Yeah.
So but he said he got reinvigorated when he met Steve Sullivan, who was a member of the Legion Riders. He was about ready to hang it up, and he met him, and he got excited about it again. And so he's been serving his community for quite a while as representing the American Legion, going to Washington. I know he was just there last week.
Oh, wow.
And after that, he took a trip down to the Bahamas. So
good for Paul.
Lucky guy. He was in Washington.
Hey, he deserves it. He's had a long career.
Yeah.
He's done a lot for his community,
That's
for the veterans,
retired in E7, so hey.
Still working.
Yeah, he's still working for
him.
Veterans and everybody. So
yeah. So I think we snuck in Travis.
No, Bear.
You snuck in Bear already?
Yeah. Oh no, Travis was snuck in.
Yeah, we snuck in Travis. So it's all right. We're gonna
Bear. We gotta get uploaded, and I don't have a transcript, but I know he's an Army vet. He did 4 years, and he said some. The one thing I remember about his time here was that he needed about 7 more beers before he could get into the really dark stuff that he saw in his time over in Saudi Arabia. So I promised him that I would take him up on that one night.
One day.
I'm going to hear about his stories, but he promised me that he would talk to Doc about joining up here. So I got to get a hold of Doc and see if he did that. So, but that's one thing I remember about him is he's got some stories he wants to tell, but he doesn't want to tell them on this. They're a little too dark for this. So.
That's fair. One thing I want to do before I forget is as hard as it was for me to get up here and for you to get up here, we're asking guys off the street to come up here and turn the camera around on themselves and tell their stories, and to understand what that takes. And we totally respect everybody that comes up here to talk to us and what they're willing to share. And if they want to hold something back, that is their prerogative. I mean, we completely understand that, but the idea
then if they say that they want to talk later,
yeah,
that's another reason why this is good, because sometimes they just want to talk to somebody, but they don't want to do it in a public format. So
yeah, call your friends.
Yep, call your friends. That's what we're here for.
Yep. So that was Travis.
Bear. That was Bear.
Okay. Yeah. So
mine are all done now. So
you're all done. You
have Joe and Caleb left.
I did Joe.
Oh, you got Caleb and Keith left.
Caleb and Keith. Okay, I'll start with Caleb Robrand. He's
a youngster.
Very young. He is not a veteran yet. He's in the process and done a lot of work in his young career. He's gone through basic. He's in the Guard.
He's in ROTC. So he can commission when he gets done.
He's gone to Boise State a couple of years through the Legion. We've sponsored him.
Civilian Air Patrol.
Very very impressive young man.
Yes.
And through this process, I mean, I kind of got derailed with him talking about homeschool because I'm interested in it, but very excited for him to come back and kind of hopefully we can kind of follow him through his career.
Right.
The one the last one I have, which Caleb's was a shorter interview. I felt a little distracted that night for some reason, and I didn't feel a good flow. So yeah. I do feel I owe an apology to Caleb for that. But I owe you a better focused interview. Then, the final one we have that I have to work on is Keith Deutsch. Keith Deutsch. Like, what is it? Cut. Keith Deutsch. No. Okay, so cut. Keith Deutsch is the final one that I have, and while he didn't spend a lot of time in the military, his time was very exciting, to say the least. Early in his life, he lost his father when he was young, and kind of looking for a place to go. Ended up enlisting in 2003 for the Iraq invasion. Keith only spent about 18 months in the military until he was injured in Iraq, and I'm not going to go too much into that, but his story through injury and recovery
is nothing short of amazing.
It will blow your mind, and so
he's
that will be
4 books.
He's written. He's in. Huh?
Pun intended.
Pun intended. Yeah, he'll enjoy that. But Keith has an amazing perspective on life after his injury, and he's done absolutely amazing things afterwards, including, I don't want to go into it too much, but yes, he is an author. He's got other projects going on. He's opened a small cycle shop in New Prague, Minnesota. I've been up there. It's awesome.
He's climbed mountains,
snowboarding. Just to give a little brief glimpse of what Keith's path is.
Yeah,
it's an amazing story. Very encouraged to watch, and
once you get it loaded.
Yeah, once I get it edited and loaded, that is. So yeah, that is the, I guess, TLDR or Cliff Notes of the 10 interviews we've done, kind of our experience here on a vet spec. Jay, got anything?
April's going to be pretty exciting.
Yes.
We got Doc coming up in April.
Yes.
We just talked to Anita, our commander here. She's planning on joining us for an episode. I'm not sure if it's going to be April or May yet, and then she's also pointed me towards a couple other young ladies that might be willing to want the ambulance service here in town.
Mhm.
I got to get a hold of, see if she would do it. A lady works at the hardware store. Talk to her. Try to get a different perspective that way too. Different age women,
Mhm.
different branch women.
Absolutely.
You know, they've done this. They've done it too. So hey,
Absolutely.
not trying to be prejudicial here. If we can get Charlie. If we can get, I'd really like to get Colin on here. So then, you know.
Yeah, I haven't even asked him yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do it. He
I'm
did it in
sure
my
he-
garage.
he
I've still
did,
got
he
the
does.
audio from that, and
I'm sure we can get him up here one night.
Yeah. Also, Anita gave us a good idea. So next episodes, look for a new sign behind Jay over here.
Yep. We're going to put up a women in the military sign
Yeah.
up there. So have that done this evening. So
Yeah.
if you notice a change, we did it.
We're always
Because
working
Anita
here.
asked for it.
Yeah. All right. I think it's a good recap. This has been
It's been
a
an
fun experience.
Yeah, so far.
It's been
Got a new
enlightening.
friend out of it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A couple of new friends anyway.
Then kind of pushes our own boundaries of what we're used to, and
Which is fine.
gets us out of our comfort zone. And, and I think that's a good thing for veterans. We get kind of
finally got Rich to ask for help when he needs it out at his barn. So.
somewhat. Yeah. Jay came out, drove me around in my loader. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another thing. On a personal note, we are here in Lee Center, Minnesota. We're opening a small storage business. We're converting our old turkey barns into covered storage and exterior storage. So if you need storage in southern Minnesota,
come see Rich. Come see Rich and Kelly
around May.
Yeah.
So all right, thanks, Jay. We'll
thanks, Rich.
see you on the next episode.
All right, buddy. Sounds good.